Oops. I think I got it now. Yeah, this time I'm not sharing the um last. I'm not sharing this time. First, we'll do this. Hey, welcome back. I'm your girl Kizzy. I'm gonna be the life of the party today. Mama's good though, but I'm here. It's just me today. So the camera's right here and the computer's right here. Just to let you know. So we're just doing story time today, along with a little housework and a little bit of eating and whatever else happens along the way. If you can support me and Mama in any kind of way, my CA will be posted down in the description. Also on my CA, uh, right here, uh, I can tell you is your girl Kizzy 2024. Mm, That's all it is. Is look me up, babes, and we'll take all that we can get. If you can support in any way at all, that's my CA. I have Venmo, Chime, and all that other good stuff. So you just let me know whichever or whatever. But the quickest at this moment is the CA. So I would appreciate it if you head on over there and support in any kind of way. That would be it. So that will be in the description. So anyway, to whoever my one watcher is, which you could possibly be one of them, hi, I got you, babe. It's all right. If you're that one that I know who you are. If you're that one of the few that I know who you are, then hi. Hope you enjoy this story time. So anyway, please like, comment if it lets you. I don't know if it lets you yet. I'm still working on a few kinks in this thing, but like, sub up, and turn the notification bell on so you know every time I go on. So I gotta go to the kitchen and get my food. Be right back. Love you. You are one. I'm trying to be fast as I can, and Pt3. Trying to be fast as I can. I'm letting Mama's food heat up now. On top of that, I'm gonna cut out that little long wait period you just have to go through, and I gotta go away again for a second and take Mama her food. So, thank you for liking, whoever you are. Love you. Hope you like, follow, sub up, and turn the notification bell on so that every time I come on, you will know. I'm going to do story time today along with a little bit of laundry and a little bit of eating and whatever else happens. So, yeah, hopefully, this is the start of an awesome beginning on my YT page, and hopefully, we can get build our family up here. And the them I've been talking about, well, I know they're here too. 1 second. Ow. That was too fast. So yeah, I know it's kind of boring right now, but hey, we're getting it started finally, right? So I'm going to eat a little bit. Maybe that'll get the boringness going or what have you. But how are y'all doing? Y'all can put down in the chat, hey, if you're here. So I'm gonna eat, do a little bit of story time with it, do some housework, and y'all see my, well, do you see my menu shoes right there? Anyway, thank you for liking. So I'm gonna do a little recap on my last video. Go back as far as I was as a kid. As far as I can remember, with my mom and dad, he was my he was my mama's first on pretty much everything. She was raised right. I think he was too, but my aunt Jane, which was my dad's sister, told me, may the Lord rest both of their souls, told me that there was just something not right about my dad's head. Of course, back then you couldn't quite diagnose that, not quite. So how are they supposed to know? And on top of that, they never told him anything. Back then, it was a hush hush kind of thing. Like most things that happen today, that go on today, was hush hush back then. Because you would get that eye or that look or that talk. As you know, all the time, I get that talk. And I want to include that later on. I've already gotten some posts from people that hate on me in the series. So, y'all will know. I got 3 watchers. Could y'all put in the chat, hey, that way I know it's working. So I'm still learning the YT part of this. So y'all help me out, put it down in the chat if that's working, because I don't know. I'm just putting something in it right now to see if it is. So I don't know. Annie Hootie. There was something wrong with my daddy's head. And as a kid, I don't know anything about that. But he only had me and my brother. So my mama had told me this part. My daddy never did, nor did my brother. But my mama told me way back when I was old enough to know better, that my daddy held up a knife to my brother's head, saying he never wanted a boy. Really? You see, I know my mama wouldn't lie. My bio, I'm gonna get to that about Mama Betty in a minute. I know my mama wouldn't lie, but why would my dad do that? I know he wasn't right in the head, but I didn't think he'd go that far, you know? Because I knew my daddy. I knew my daddy. Let me turn this down. I'm sorry. Um, I'm trying to turn my phone down. Got crispy pieces of fish. Passing out. If anybody can help support in any way, anyway, my CA is my YouTube and my TikTok username. Anything's appreciated. Anything. But that's what they told me that about my mom and my brother. And see, my brother's my little brother, but like he's tall as like Mount Everest. But like my daddy being her first on everything, Mama didn't know much of the world either. Daddy had a good bit of the world before Mom and Daddy ever met. They're both from Hall County, where they came to Toccoa and had me and my brother. But when my mom had been married 3 times. I'm trying to do a better recap. They had been married 3 times. Okay, twice to my daddy, and both times he beat her, strangled her. He was a DV like crazy on my mama, and I watched. I seen it as a kid. My brother don't remember anything. Thank God. Thank you. Hey, Crafty, how you doing, baby? So I am getting comments. That's good. That works. So yeah, she's a DV survivor, but she's not a survivor here. He ruined her. Everything she thinks about is to stay away from the domestics part of it. She'd been married one other time to a Mexican, and he cheated on her, so they split up. She has not been married since. She won't even get a boyfriend. The last guy she dated asked her if they can cuddle. Mama flat out ghosted him all because he wanted to cuddle. Now, granted, I understand. Hey, hi to the people. Hey, people, the 5 people. Hope I'm not boring you. I'm just getting started. Y'all can like and follow, sub up here, and turn the notification bell on so you know every time I go on. That'd be great, babe. Um, but she's bad in the head because of him, to the point she can't be there for her own daughter at all. The 1 or 2 times that she had been there for me was few and far between. Hardly any at all. But I still go see her because I love her. She is my mom. Um, on top of that, though, her being like that, it made it where she raised my brother in a total different kind of way, to where he only knows those 4 walls in that house and video games. He's smart as can be, though. So smart, smarter than me by a long shot. To be someone stuck in 4 walls, okay? Now he's been out and what have you, Walmart shopping or whatever, but he gets sick like that. Which is me too now, though, but that didn't happen till my late 30s. So that's how my brother knows. It's because of how she was treated. She don't want him out here to get hurt, and I don't want him to get hurt either. But he's not going to know how to survive in society because of it. I mean, my daddy was bad, but not to the point he would be a serial something. No. But when they split up, I went to live with my daddy because my mama was beating on me. And, as a kid, being rebellious, well, I was a dummy and called the police on her for beating me. But I was a kid and didn't get what I wanted that day from her. And I was stupid. See, I'm not on this video to just call out people. I'm in the wrong too, okay? I'm in the wrong, and I will be the first to stand up and tell you I'm in the wrong. I man up, I woman up, and I take responsibility for all my actions that are going to be a part of this series. I'm just letting y'all know that now, and you can underline it too. I'm going to stand up, take responsibility for my faults. Period. Period. Okay? Yes, I rolled my eyes. Period. So, I got a police mama because I didn't get what I wanted with her. I was rebellious, and back in them days, you didn't have to have court to go stay with your other parent, okay? So I went and stayed with Daddy, and this is when I was turning to middle school. Started middle school not too long after moving in with my daddy. I love you, Daddy, but it's got to come out. So, um, I lived in this trailer park with my daddy, and it was cool. I had friends and what have you. Guinea pigs. I love guinea pigs. If you don't love guinea pigs, we're not friends. Just saying. They're adorable. So anyway, after I moved in with Daddy, it was in the summer before school started. I didn't know anything about middle school at all. One of the days, um, I had started watching TV. Back when you had the bunny ear antennas, right? Bunny ear antennas on the TV. Well, this movie came on where some of the scenes were sexual. I didn't really know any better. Okay, I'm in middle school, just learning stuff. Daddy was in the living room. Me and him both were watching it. And I looked at him, I looked at the TV, and I'm like, I was curious what they were doing. Okay. So on that, Daddy looked back at me. Okay. Okay, this is the part where if there's any kids in the room, you might want to tell them go play or something, you know? So, yeah. If I was you, I would tell your kids to go play for something or something. Anyway, I had asked Daddy what were they doing. And there was a long pause. And, hang on. There was a long pause. And he said, don't tell nobody I told you this or I can be in trouble. Why would Daddy say that? Now he's got my attention, right? So he told me what they were doing. Man and woman, they like each other, they want each other, and they get together with each other. And so I asked him like a dumb girl. Oh my God. I asked him like a dumb, stupid little girl. I asked him, see, this is where I'm telling you, I take responsibility, okay? I asked him, Do you have one? I asked him, my daddy, do you have one? He proceeded to show me the outline in his pants of his. Okay, and it was not on easy. Mind you, we're watching a movie with parts in it sexual. Like a dumb little girl I was, I asked him, did he have one? And he shows me his outline. And then told me not to tell nobody or he can get in trouble. Okay, so continue to watch the movie in its entirety. So after the movie, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, there had never been any stability with my father. I mean, it'll be a few years and then something else, but never really stability. No, my mama always had stability. Okay, always. So I knew the difference. And after the movie, like I said, we lived in a trailer park. He showed it to me, like flesh. Showed it to me. At that time, I didn't think it was wrong because I'm a little girl. Okay, I did ask him a question of did he have one. Stupid me asked that. Granted, I didn't know any better, but still, because you go ask your parents. You gonna ask your parents stupid questions. They're your parents. So he showed me the flesh part of him and went to his room as he instructed. And he asked me, did I want to try it? Knowing damn well what he was talking about, but I asked him anyway, try what? Because I was curious, okay? He said, to see how good it feels. So just let y'all know, I've never came out with a story in detail ever in my life, not even to my mother. Okay? And what parts I did tell her, I'm gonna tell y'all's reaction coming up, okay? Y'all don't wanna miss that. But right now on my daddy asked me if I wanted to try it and I asked uh, or he asked if I wanted to try it. So like a dummy, that being your father, you know, I had so many thoughts and emotions running over me because I didn't know what was about to happen. Like, not really. I just saw it on TV. That I don't know that feeling. You know what I'm saying? You're a kid. You're in going into middle school, okay? But you hadn't started yet. But you're going into middle school. It was the summer before school started, and I asked him. Well, he asked me if I wanted to try it. I said, "Why?" He said, "Because it feels good." I said, "Okay." I didn't know, but I take responsibility in saying okay. So after he did what happened, I don't know how I had to describe that feeling other than disgusted, wrong, why? But it's my daddy. It wasn't her dad in the video. So many feelings were going across. But I'm at fault too for saying okay and asking them questions. I feel like it is though, crafty girl. I feel like a big part of it is because I responded. But so many feelings came across. And after that happened, I went to my room and just sat there and tried to figure out what the hell was going on with my body. Because it hurt, it felt weird, I felt disgusted. Hearing my daddy's sounds, how else do I explain that? Hearing your daddy's sounds in your ear. Hearing your daddy ask questions in your ear during the whole thing. I got in my room after this over thinking, am I supposed to feel this way after? I couldn't figure it out. But not knowing the whole time how I'm supposed to feel about it, other than you and this is wrong. Yeah, I've been told that a lot, Crafty. I have. From the bits and pieces I have talked about, I've been told that. And I try to, yeah, but sometimes it just don't work. But overall, that's happened for over the next 4 years. And what's crazy is people knew, okay? People knew. Some of my friends knew. Some of the other adults in my life knew. But you know what they all said when it came down to that conversation? Take a wild guess at what they said when they knew. Take a guess. It's enough to make you the S word, you know. But 4 years that happened. But all the boyfriends I've had in school, two knew. No, it wasn't that I consented. See the part where everybody that knew what was going on, they said they knew, but wasn't gonna say anything. What they knew, but they wasn't gonna say anything. Remember back then, stuff like that didn't really come out, or they turned an eye. Now it's punishable, just hearsay. Back then it wasn't. Back then it was this close to being caught, though. This close to being caught. This close. I was this close to Deepax's door to go do their test to prove he did. But as I was walking to the door, he yelled out, if you do this, you will never see me again. I will be in prison. Who says that to their kid? I don't see my mom. My bio mom's nowhere. Like, I know she lives, but how am I going to get there? I'm a kid. And on top of that, who wants to lose their dad? That's their dad. I mean, granted what he's done, but that's your dad still. You only get one bio dad and one bio mom. My mom was already absent, so if I lose my dad, then who am I going to have? Nobody, you know? I keep trying to remind myself of that too, Crafty. So, but who wants to lose all they got left, you know? So after that, it still continued, through that 4 years. But when I met my first ex-husband, that's when things started to change. Like I said, I've had boyfriends, but I had never been intimate with none of them. None. Because of what was happening with my dad. So I was scared somebody was going to find out. Because I didn't want to lose my daddy. But I was so mad at my daddy one time when I was dating my first ex-husband. I was so pissed off. No, he's deceased now, Crafty. Um, on top of me dating this new guy, out of school and stuff like that. My first ex-husband, which is my daughter's dad, he came into my life. See, my ex-husband's brother, I met him through where my daddy worked at the time. It was McDonald's. Daddy was the maintenance guy. And this guy that he knew at work wanted to take me out to a movie. I said, yeah. Well, the night came to, and when the guy showed up, his name is Chris, when he showed up with his brother Richard, I saw Richard and was like, oh my God, who is this fine hunk? Is what I was thinking. And when he introduced himself to me, it was almost like love at first sight, okay? I'm serious. Love at first sight, honey. Because back then he had it. He had it all. Like everything. The looks, the charm, the sweet talk, everything. Everything. Okay? So, granted, today he looks like shit. But, you age. Some don't age like fine wine, baby. Let me tell you. I'm proof of that. No, him, no, you don't know how that ever. Ew, I don't know how I put it. Now I don't see how I ever thought he was hot back then. But back then you got the naive eyes and brain, right? That's all that was. Anyway, the naive eyes and brain was in motion. Thinking Richard was hot as hell. Alright, got it. Well, Chris got mad because I wanted Richard's number. And I changed my mind on going to the movies with Chris. I wanted to go with Richard. Well, Daddy didn't like that. Of course not. A girl going for the brother. Of course he's gonna be mad. I understand. But time went past. I'm seeing Richard about once every other day. He'll come over secretly. Daddy didn't know. Okay, Richard could drive. He had his own car. And I lived out in the boonies, okay? I'm out in the country on a little dirt road and trailer on the hill. Nice trailer though, at the time. But he would come and see me every other day. And we started, how I put that? We started it, yo. We started it. You get me? We started it. So it was going on. Hey, big bad, I ain't no Yankee. Um, just to make it correct. Mm, Um, the very first time that I let him shoot inside, I'm gonna say, I had this weird, strong, powerful feeling come over me. Okay, after we were done, I had to just stand there like, what the hell was that? You know, I never had an OG before, ever. I don't know what kind of words I can say on my T, okay? So just bear with me. I never had an OG before, ever, okay? And I finally had that with Richard that time. It started from there, and he shot Emmy, and I had an OG. After that, it's like I fell more and more in love with him. Well, um, certain things popped up. Hey to the 14 people watching. By the way, y'all, I know they're in here, so just wave at them. We know. Anyway, please like and follow, like and add, sub up, turn notification bell on so you know every time I'm on here. Um, I'm doing several things while we're here. Uh, thank you. Yeah, I got that specifically for y'all. Mm, big bad. Thank you. Um, after that time, I'd say a few weeks passed by. I'm getting these feelings here in the breastises, and I'm like, oh shit, I hope I ain't pregnant. Oh my God, I make a phone call to this health department place, told them what I was feeling and stuff like that. Well, she talked me down. I was good, but this is where it gets real. Okay, Daddy, well, he didn't know yet. Nothing. He didn't know any of this. All this was low key, babe. Low key. Nobody knew but me and Richard. That's it. So the only way I could tell my daddy what was going on was to write it in a letter, because there's no way I could tell him face to face and scared he'll beat my ass. No, I wrote it in a letter, bitch. I wrote it in a letter. Huh. I can't remember the whole letter, but I can tell you the specifics of it. Okay? Daddy, I love you very much. I hope you know that. Or dear Daddy, I love you very much. I hope you know that. Me and Richard have been dating for a while now. Hold on. Hello? I already know that. So, Big Bad, trying to confirm this appointment real quick, y'all. It's the only one I have to mandatory go to, because everybody else comes here. Hospice. Finally. Okay. Sorry. I put in a letter that I love him and something I needed to tell him. And I wanted him to not get mad at me. But what kid says that in a letter in hopes that their parent don't get mad at them? Well, you automatically know they're going to get mad. But I didn't know that as a kid. I'm too naive to that. So on top of that, I told him in the letter, I love you, Daddy, but I'm sorry that me and Richard have been making love for a while now. That's how I put it, because I thought about it and thought about it on how I should say that to him in the letter. So I also put, be happy I told you and not kept secrets from you in hopes that will make it better. No, 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 no. So he gets home, the letter's on the couch, or his chair. He reads the letter. I hear him yell out my name. Yelled it out. Okay? And then the next day that he's off work, he takes me to the health department. Gets me on the birth control. Okay? And not too long after having to take those, I was a dummy. Got mad at Daddy because my daddy told me to break up with Richard, and I didn't want to do that. But what's crazy though is it wasn't Daddy first that told me to break up with Richard. It wasn't Daddy first. Guess who it was? Who the first one to tell me to break up with Richard? Take one wild guess. It wasn't Daddy. It wasn't my daddy. Of all people, of all things, of all over anything, it wasn't my daddy. Can you guess who told me to break up with Richard and my dumbass didn't? I want to see if you can put it in the chat. I got 5 people watching. Can one of y'all guess? I'm waiting for the response. Computer's right here. Anyway, it wasn't my daddy that said it first. I'm gonna give y'all time to guess who the first one was. So, after daddy told me to do that, I didn't want to. I wasn't going to. So that night, I packed a bag. I packed a bag. I was gonna leave daddy. I was wanting to do it that night. I threw my little overnight bag out my window. It was on the ground. I was trying to be quiet as I could, but there was no way to come out of my bedroom and him not hear me. There was no way. And then on top of that, it was dark and I'm in the country. The woods scared me by myself. I'm 40. Ben, I'm 40. How old are you? So I waited until the next day when it was daylight. I woke up, went outside and got my bag, and I went to the woods next to the main highway. Well, somebody saw me as I come down that hill, and they stopped. And from there, I proceeded to get in this person's truck. I should have known this was a bad sign from the start because when they picked me up, this guy started asking me questions. I'm a little girl, okay? I'm a little girl in middle school, like 6th grade. I'm a little girl. Oh yeah, and on top of this, y'all, Richard is 24 at the time. Or no, 23 at the time when we met. He was 23. I'm in. I was in middle school going into high school. No, I was in high school when he middle school going into high school when we met. So I think we'll just say high school to be safe. So he was 23 and 24 when we met, and I was still in middle school. No, I was still in high school. I was trying to remember. To be safe, we'll say high school. But on the way, this guy picked me up to Livonia because that's where I told that guy I was going, is Livonia. So as he proceeded to ask me questions, which I didn't mind, it was what this guy was doing while driving that made me uncomfortable. Guess what he was doing while he was driving and asking me questions? I should have known by the first time, very first sign I got that it was a bad idea for me to leave home and go to Richard. So he was, while driving, asking me questions. So after he gets me to Livonia and get dropped off at Richard's, what's left to eliminate the leftover fish, leftover green bean or sweet peas, and leftover mashed taters. What I had for dinner last night. It's just what's left. So, I get to Livonia. I told Richard what was happening and asked him if I could stay. Richard said yeah, and then Richard had to ask his dad Walter if it was all right. So he said yeah, it was fine. So I go and find a payphone to call my daddy. So I was telling him I wasn't coming home, and he asked why, and he told me if I told anybody, he would be gone forever. Well, he was 98% right on that. So I stayed the night with Richard and them for a few days, and then DFAX shows up. But of course, my daddy and Walter and them gave the okay for me to stay, because back then, as long as you had, parental permission, you could do that. Now, you gotta have a court order saying it. Anyway, so when it hits the hour mark on this, I'm gonna cut it because this is a series, and I want to make sure I got everything in this because there's a lot. Okay, and I haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg yet. But anyway, if anybody in the chat could support in any way, I'm gonna put my CA in the description, and on top of that, all you gotta put is the dollar mark in front of my name here. That's what it is for CA. Just to let you know that it's easy. All you gotta do is put the money mark on there in front of my name in the CA app, and that's me. So anyway, I definitely need help if anybody would. I live in Georgia. So yeah, if anybody please could, I'd be grateful. Um, but anyway, this is where I started living with Richard and Walter and all them. That's technically where my life story started. Was with that dumbass. Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna leave the story there. I'm gonna do a little bit of folding clothes while y'all are here with me. Yeah, as far over as it can be right there. So, how is everybody that's watching? I hope everybody likes and subs up. That way y'all can hear it every time, or no, every time I go on. Um, I just want to let God know in front of everybody how grateful I am for Him letting me have the courage to talk about my whole story. Because used to I didn't want to do that, but now I could do it gratefully because I don't have that naive mind anymore. I've grown up. And so when I talk about exposure, y'all, I'm going to be having pictures and everything of who I'm talking about and why. But I'm exposing a lot. Not just them, but a lot. And like I said at the beginning of my time right here, I take responsibility for all my actions and all my words I've ever said to anybody on anything. I take responsibility for all my faults. So that's done. It's the ones that won't do that that has put a permanent scar over my life and over those that were scarred as well that's in my life. And I will elaborate on that later on in the series. Because trust me, they're going to know that everybody knows about them. Y'all can check out series part 1 because I have saved a few videos from this other one's YouTube page where they like to record me a lot. I told them thank you for making me famous. But on top of that, they don't really get a whole lot of people on their page or on their account, on the YouTube account, which I think is funny that they're really trying so hard to get me out there and look bad. Go for it, baby, if you think it'll work for you. Their page is called Wonderfully Weird. You can go in part 1 of my series and see all of those little clips they got on there. I saw them yesterday and I was laughing my ass off. Like, really? That's supposed to do something to me? Also, y'all, I'm not going to just do the series. This is going to be like my counseling session with y'all. I do. I do have pets. Yes. But the Wonderfully Weird and the other one that's in there when you go in part 1, you'll see the two main ones that like to follow me everywhere on TikTok and try to make me look bad, and all they're really doing is giving me a laugh. Cause like, come on, really? That's the best you can do. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, please like. If you like on it, I know you'll like my content, and I'm only going to get better here on out. I'm a little naive to editing, but I'm working on it. I promise I'll get better and better over time. Outside of me doing the series, I'm going to be, doing like a counseling or blog or whatever so that everybody is included in my life. Because, trust me, I can't go over 20, I'm going to just say 40 years worth of someone's story that everybody's asked for. So, yes, if you like and sub up, I know you are interested in the content, and I'll keep on going. Turn the notification bell on, and you'll know every time I go on. So, until next time, y'all, I love you. Y'all know who it is. I'm your girl, Kizzy. Don't forget the notification bell. I love y'all. See you next time. Love you, Big Bad.